Alright, first step you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download all these. I'll have all the links posted in the bottom video in the description. Once you got all those, I'll have them in order so you keep everything nice and organized for you. You should save them all in a folder like I did. I saved them all to a folder called root so I know how to keep track of what I'm doing. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to run Samsung Moment Update. Just go ahead and click run. Give it a second. What this is, for anyone that's like jailbroke before, this is pretty much like if you were to go to limerain.com or Green Poison or whatever you use. This is pretty much your jailbreaking software. Just to put it in simple terms for anyone that's done that before. So let that run. Takes a minute. I already have it installed, so you guys would, install that. Then you want to run the updater patch once you have that done. Shouldn't take very long. Finish that, and this is what we end up with right here. Sorry. SW upgrade. This is what you want to do. You're gonna hit I accept. Just hit next, so that makes sure that it works. Here's everything you would need. You want to make sure it looks like that. Just close out of that and then get ready for the next step. Alright, so we're back here. Ready to go over step 2. You've got your program installed now. So now you want to take your USB cord. Hang on one second. You want to plug your USB cord in, like I just did. Tells you USB connected. Another problem I saw on a side note here is a lot of people are having trouble finding official drivers for this phone, since Sprint nor Virgin Mobile offer them on their sites for some reason. Some say they do, some say they don't, but like mine gave me a dead link for every forum that I looked at. What you want to do is you want to go on Google and you want to look up something called PDAnet. It's basically a non-rooted Wi-Fi tethering direct port, just tether. Lets you plug it via USB and tether off your phone service to your computer. Wouldn't recommend it. It's very, very slow, even running at full bars. But the good part about it is it'll install all the drivers you need for your Intercept. So if you are having trouble finding that, just look up PDAnet, install it, and even if you don't use the program, it installs the drivers for you. So it's kind of nice to have. Alright, so the first thing you want to do after that, you've got it plugged in now, is you want to go into My Computer up here. You want to go to your C drive, Program Files, scroll down into the S's. You'll find a folder called Samsung Electronics, SW Upgrade, Models, Binary. My recovery file is in here from the last time that I did it. What you want to do is you want to delete anything that is in this folder, no matter what. It should be empty, but if it's not, delete everything that's in there. Go in here and take the, I don't know how you want to pronounce this, Inzane folder, and just copy that. Put that directly in that folder. Go ahead and close that. Make sure you do not put the recovery one in there. If you do that, you could perma-break your phone, to be honest with you. Yeah, just make sure you put that folder in there and then go back in this program, your SW upgrade, and then get ready for the next step. Alright, so here we are back at our home menu. You just want to open up that SW program, follow everything step by step. I accept, of course. This is just telling you that if you don't back up everything, you might lose all your data, but you shouldn't worry, because once the root is done and you're about to completely root it, which is a step done on the phone itself, it'll give you the option, and I'll go over all that, to back it up, so don't worry about that. Nothing on your SD card is going to delete it, so don't even worry about that either. Just go ahead and hit next. Follow everything step by step. One of the things I noticed with other videos was they didn't show you that this video is not on loop. I thought it was a loop because, as you'll see, we go through this video, this program, it'll show you that everything looks the same, and it seems like after you get to this step right here, that it starts back over at the first right here again. It'll just seem like it's on loop and you'll get kind of confused. This video is a this program's a two-step process. It does both of these twice. So you don't have to worry about it being on loop. Just follow me step by step and I'll help you through it. So the first thing you want to do with your battery back in, don't turn the phone back on. I just took my battery out. My phone is completely off. You want to do this. You want to hold the volume down, camera, and end key. Take this, go volume down, camera, end, and hold it. This screen will come up as shown in the picture. The downloading bar will not fill on this process yet, so don't let that be a scare to you. Other users did not mention that, but that was another thing that was kind of like irritating me, was this never showed progress and I thought I was doing it wrong. So don't worry about that yet. So we're going to go to the next. We're going to hit next here. You've got your drivers from PDA-Net, or you had your drivers before this video. Go ahead and plug it in. I'll show you exactly what happens on my phone. Plug it in here. Sound comes up on the computer. Now right here it says disconnected. Just give it a second. It'll say connected now. Next will become available. Go ahead and hit next there. It says device drivers are now installed. Please unplug. So then you hit next again. Do the same exact thing over. Plug it back in. Now here's where I gotta stop, otherwise I'll mess up my phone because mine's already rooted. When you guys plug your phone back in and you hit next, what's gonna happen is there's gonna be something that says start now. You of course are gonna want to start it. Your phone will go, that downloading bar I talked about earlier will fill now. It'll run you through it, it'll put some numbers on your screen, and it'll just tell you that it's downloading it, and it'll give you a 0 to 100% complete option, or menu I mean, and you'll be ready to go on to the next step right after this. So when my microphone turns back on, I'll be right back for the next step. Alright, so if you're at this point like I am, what you want to do now is you want to do the same thing you did earlier. You want to repeat this process. You want to go to My Computer, Local Disk, Program Files, Samsung Electronics, SW Upgrade, Models, Binary. And you want to delete this folder out of here now. You are done with this folder. You have the program in. You're ready to go. Go back to your root folder, which I called it, and you want to take your recovery. Go ahead, copy that, put that in there. So that should be the only thing in there again. If you have anything else in there, you're potentially messing yourself up. So you got your recovery. Another thing I noticed is, see how this is in a tar archive or archive. I had WinRAR before this, and the problem that I had was every time I downloaded it, it just gave me a single file. You want to actually go in your downloads. So like here's my computer, here's my downloads, and it'll show up as the file, the complete file, and you want to cut that out of your downloads and put that in there if you're having trouble, if you have like an archive viewer. It's another thing that they didn't really go over, is if you download it, it downloads a folder, but it'll show up as a single file. So make sure when you're doing it, you have a whole folder. It'll be more than just, it'll be the Z image, but it's unlegible to the computer unless it's in one of these archives. That on a side note. So now that you have that in there, just stick around for the next step. Alright, here we go again. Now that you have that recovery file in your folder, you want to go SW Upgrade again, accept. Follow this program exactly the same way you did beforehand. If you got the downloader menu, you are completely safe. You will now do the same thing again. This will be putting your recovery file on, which will help your phone turn on and off, and stay the same as it was beforehand. so that your phone knows exactly how to turn itself on with its new software. Just to make sure it worked, I want to point this out. I want you to go on your phone. I want you to make sure what this is doing is just making sure that the other folder installed correctly. You want to go in your settings, you want to go all the way down to About Phone. In About Phone, you want to go to down here where it says build number. Beforehand, you had the Sprint or your Virgin Mobile build number. With the new one, you have SPH M910 on Xynane 0.3.8.1, and it should be by SDX developers. If you have anything by SDX developers, you are in good shape, and that means the folder is on there correctly. Alright, so now that you have the recovery file in there, you want to hit next again, and then follow all this again. I'm not going to do it again because it's just kind of repetitive for me, considering mine's already done. I'm potentially screwing mine up, so just go ahead, follow that again. Your recovery will be completely done. You'll re-wait for your phone to turn back on, and then stick around for the next step. So this is the point where everything is now going to be done on your phone. You have every file you need in your phone. If you had the double downloader, which means that you went through the program twice and you downloaded two different things. So I'm at my home menu. My phone's back on, everything works correctly as verification. I want to go ahead and take my battery out, put it back in, so the phone's off. You want to hold volume down, send, and end simultaneously. Hold that. Once you've got the loader bar to your on menu, you can let go of that. It's going to boot into a special state. It'll look just like this. I had a blue one that is completely wrong. You have to have the little green guy with the caution, and you'll have to have Android System Recovery SDX Samsung Moment SP. If you have this, you want to go down to Backup, Restore, and Flash. Back up your system and back up your data separately. To do this, you go over top, hit the home or the center button right here, and to verify it, you need to hit the home quick key. It'll now say system backed up successfully. Don't do backup both. It's not. I've heard from a lot of people it doesn't do it as well. Just do backup data, backup system separately. Once you're done with that, go reboot options, and then click reboot to system. Once you've done that, this will come up. One thing I like to point out while this is loading is that Virgin Mobile and Samsung did not do a good job with this phone. Most Samsung Intercept users know. Battery life is terrible. It gets really good service, surprisingly, but it's also very laggy. Lots of things take times to load. Battery life is terrible. With this new updated version, everything flies. Like, you have so much more access to stuff. The speed is just incredibly quicker. My phone used to take 4.5 minutes. I timed it one time to go from where we just were with all this throbbing right here, or pulsing, to where it was usable. Because once it turned on, I would always unlock it, and then it would say system non-responsive, and I'd have to either foreclose or restart my phone until it worked fine. That was a very big pain in the ass, for lack of a better term. Now it takes roughly a minute to start. See, it's already dimmed to the point where you know it's about to turn on. Once these turn off, about a few seconds here, it'll come back on. Everything will work perfectly. We'll just make a run through. We'll make sure that everyone's phones work. Yeah, but rooting was probably the best choice I ever made. Not only do I get Wi-Fi tethering now, I have plenty of apps that I could put in the description for you guys to save not only battery, but also save data. Here we go. Phone's back on. Sorry, here. And it flies right up from the get-go, no matter what. Apps open, speed of light. It's pretty sweet now because I used to hate this phone. I was planning on going back to another Virgin Mobile phone just because I hated this phone so much, but now I can just honestly say that it's everything that I need it to be. I'll put more of these like battery saving apps here, like Juice Defender and Cachemate, in your description there. If you got any questions, just PM me or comment the video. I'm on usually once or twice a day on YouTube, just checking, make sure everything's still good. Pretty simple.